Hi everybody! I am going to do a little bit more on my Rooms of Wonder cake page, and I'm doing this as a live. So I'm just going to start and hope that people just hop on and join me. So let's get started. Oh. So I'm going to be using this pink. I'm going to use this is pink Madder Lake. It's one of my favourite colours. I can't see who else has joined me. I can see that there's two people. Hello, whoever's joined. I'm going to use mauve. I am going to use middle phthalo blue. I am going to use dark cadmium yellow. Light cadmium red. Orange glaze. And I think those are going to be my, I have a green as well. And I'm going to use permanent green. I think some of these need sharpening. So let's just get myself sharpened. So I'm using my dial 133. I might be doing this at a really awful time of the day for a lot of people because it's like tea time and things like that. So I'm sorry if you're not catching me actually in the live. I've actually got my setup right for a change, which is amazing. Everything's the right way around as it should be. And so, right, so what we're going to do are these hundreds and thousands on the cake. I don't think I can zoom you. Oh, I can. Didn't realise I could. I'm going to zoom you in a fraction. Sorry, it's probably going to make you a little bit seasick. There we go. And we're going to do, it's going to take ages to do these hundreds and thousands and things, but it's a necessary evil of doing a cake. So we're doing it, and it's just going to be very random, and I am going to intersperse some glitter gel pens in with this as well to kind of give it a little bit of bling, because if you've been watching my channel for a little while, you'll know that I like a little bit of bling. I've just pulled out my, oh, where am I snooding? It's strangling me. I've just pulled out my all of my completed pages for January, and I'm going to be filming that video as soon as I finish this live. Oh, you probably can't see what I'm doing there, can you? There we go. And I'm just randomly putting in the colour wherever takes my fancy, really. And these hundreds and thousands, as we call them in the UK. Somebody told me that they also call them that in, I think it was Australia. So that was good, at least people knew what I was talking about when I said hundreds and thousands. And I hope everyone's okay. I know I've got one person watching, but I can't see who. I hope everybody's okay. Do put any comments in the chat or any questions. Love to answer them. Okay, so now I'm going to put a bit of purple in. I've been trying to tie up the last few days in my job, because I'm starting a new job on Monday. Oh, hurts my head. You speak to somebody else and then you're like, oh, I realise I've still got that bit to write in my handover notes, or I've still got to link that bit in my handover notes. And it's just, oh, it's all a bit wow. But I did get some good news today. I've been writing a professional development application for absolutely years. And it's, if you work in higher education, you can go for something called recognition, which is a national kind of, well, it's international as well. It's a national and internationalised recognised qualification, enables you to put letters after your name, is recognised in HE, and I've been writing my submission. It's like a written submission about your work, reflecting on your work, the impact that you've had on teaching and learning, and that kind of thing. And I've been writing mine for ages, and I found it really, really difficult because it's writing about myself. I dislike writing at the best of times, and I've really struggled with it. But I kind of got the submission into a place of where I wanted it to be before Christmas, and then the new job happened, and I was like, right, I've really got to get this now before I leave. And so I submitted it a couple of weeks ago, and then I got a thing this week saying, oh, you know, you've demonstrated this, but we just want a little bit more evidence in this area. So I put that all together yesterday, and I've sent it back off again, and I got the thing today to say that I'm now officially a senior fellow of the Higher Education Academy, which, you know, for something like near on 2 years' work is no mean feat. So I'm really, really chuffed about that. So I have been over the colours that I'm using. These are Polychromos, pink Madder Lake, light middle pthalo blue, mauve, permanent green, orange glaze, light cadmium red, and dark cadmium yellow. I had a look before I came on to see what colour hundreds and thousands were, because I couldn't quite remember. I had this vague recollection that they might be like pastel-y colours. So I got some colours out. Some of these are going to have glitter in, make it a bit of a glittery cake. So yes, that is the aim of the game. And then the inside, as I said, if you've watched the first part of this video, is going to have a very metallic-y theme to it, and is likely to be kind of rose gold, silver and gold in the inside. That's what my vision is. I've realised that with these things on the top, I'm going to put a bit of stickles on them as well, just to give them a little bit of bling, because I like glitter. Glitter makes me happy. And I'm going to do that, but that'll all be kind of probably in like finishing touches part of this colour along. So I look forward to doing that. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to starting my new job on Monday. No rest for the wicked. I'm straight in. Very excited. I can't believe how many pages I've actually got through in January, considering how all over the place my head has been. Although I have to say, the last few days, I've kind of just felt very, I've looked at my books and kind of gone, oh no, I can't do that today. Oh no, that's too much. And then kind of flipped through books and gone, oh, I can't make a decision. Oh no, I don't fancy doing that. I don't know if that's like a colouring slump or not. But yeah, I've been struggling that. And then I opened up, so I thought, oh, I'll do something that's quick instead. Ooh, that's my iPad falling over. I thought I'll do something quick instead. So I got out my Hannah Lynn Enchanted Faces. And I don't like what's happening with it, to be honest. So yeah, I'll persevere and I'll finish it, but it's not turning out the way I had in my head. I don't know if that ever happens to you, where it just doesn't go the way you expect it to go. So we will have to just carry on and finish it. I think the thing is, one of my alcohol markers, I started it using it for the skin, and it is very dry, and I think it's actually run out. So, and the really annoying thing about my alcohol markers is that they're currently not selling them open stock. Well, not in the kind of ones that I've got. I've got Arteza Everblend markers, and they seem to have them in sets of 4, but not in the kind of set that I have. So I've got like the Everblend Ultra, and they seem to have the Everblend Ultra, just normal Everblend, in packs of 4, but the colours don't match up, which is just ridiculous. So I'm having to kind of look on the charts and try to work out the best colour match online for the pen that's run out. And I've even contacted them and said, well, I've got this one, is this a good match for this one? And they sent me one, and I looked and I thought, there's no way that's the same colour. I managed to replace Pale Sand, and I swatched that, and it is an exact match. So I thought, I'm going to go with my eye rather than what they suggested, because that worked first time round. So I have ordered a replacement today for that one that's gone dry on me, and hope that it's close enough. I mean, I managed to finish the skin on this page, but it's just so I've got that kind of colour again, because I use this colour in my matchstick mouse, for the mouse, and I kind of want to keep the mouse the same colour all the way through. So yeah, that's a little bit annoying. Well, this looks nice now you put the hundreds and thousands on it. I was thinking, oh goodness, it doesn't, maybe the neon pink won't look so neon pink. I don't know if you've watched the second part of the video, but this pink was a lot more neon pink than I was expecting it to be. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's not as much pinker than I was expecting. So yeah, that was interesting. But I mean, I wanted it to look like Krispy Kreme. I wanted it to look like Krispy Kreme donut icing glaze. Do you think it looks like that? This bit? I think it kind of does. I think I've used all the colours now, but I might just put a little bit more pink in here and there, and I do still want to put a little bit of glitter in here and there. Oh, I quite like the way this is turning out, And the Polychromos in this book, oh, just a delight. Absolute delight to use. Right, so I think that's that. Right, I'm just going to get I'm quite neat, so I like to put all my pencils back where they should go. I think that's all on that one. So what's everyone got planned for the week ahead? Do chat. I'd love to see what your comments are, and meet everybody and say hi. I can't quite see who's joined, which is really weird, because normally you can. Anyway, let's get the gel pens. So I love my pentel dual hybrids. If you've watched my channel before, you will know that last year they were my most used gel pens. Oh, my iPad keeps falling over. They were my most used. Oh, I've now seen some comments. Hello, Dawn. Oh, wow, thank you. I'm glad it looks like Krispy Kreme frosting. I really wasn't sure. I thought it looked a bit too bright. Right, so this is one of my favourite pentel dual hybrids. It is light pink and metallic green gold. And I think it just so pretty. So we're going to intersperse some of these. Yes, I'm hoping my kind of vision for this page comes off in terms of metallic inside. So like the balloons I think I'm going to do, because I don't think I've got like a, you know, my vision is rose gold, but I don't actually think I've got a rose gold paint. So God knows how I'm going to pull that one off. But this pen could potentially work for that. Because I think it's a bit more pink than gold though. So yeah, that's my vision. Lots of metallics for the inside. So I think I'm going to do the balloons gold, and the present's going to have lots of metallic on them. I don't know what I'm going to do for the carpet. I see it as carpet rather than like a, or maybe I could put like a wooden floor. Ooh, hadn't thought of that as a concept. But maybe I could put that as a wooden floor. And then that'll tie in with the brown. That'll tie in with the brown of the cake. So yeah, that might work. Don't know. We shall see how it turns out. Well, it's all going to be done on video, so you'll see anyway. So I've got some Arteza metallic watercolour paints, and I've got what else have I got? I've got some Caleros as well, so I'll probably be cracking those open and see how that goes. So yeah, I do like a Johanna Vasford page, and there are quite a few hashtags happening at the moment for Johanna Vasford. I think J.I. Colorist is doing one from now until June, and I've just watched her completed pages today, and she's done loads of Johanna Basford this month, absolutely loads, and they're beautiful as well. And then who else was I watching? I think it was Elm Colours. She's done lots of Johanna Basford. I think she's doing like hi Maribel, nice to see you. I think she's doing like a 2023 Johanna Basford planner colour along, and she's done absolutely loads of that this month as well. It's amazing really how much people can get through. I think my average is around 13 pictures a month. I think that's my average. Sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more. But yeah, that seems to be about the norm for me. I don't know about some people do much, much more. My cats are running around, going crazy. And the back door's just suddenly swung open. I don't know if it's quite windy here, I think. On Wednesdays, I normally have the house to myself because my daughter goes to gymnastics. So I'm able to do lives without being interrupted. And I thought, oh, I'll come on tonight and just do one randomly. And if I get people joining, great. And if I don't, then that's okay as well. Because I was still going to do this as a kind of a colour along anyway. So people can do a full page colour along. In case you have not watched the other parts, this is from Rooms of Wonder by Johanna Basford. And I'm using Polychromos pencils. I'm not at the minute, but I'm using gel pen at the minute. Polychromos pencils. And I think that, oh, I can still see some that aren't done. Can you see any more? Oh yeah, I can see more. I'm using Polychromos pencils, pentel dual hybrid at the moment. Yeah, so what's everyone's favourite cake? Mine, because really weirdly enough, I don't seem to get hungry when I colour pages like this. Lots of colourists say they do, but I don't. It doesn't tend to make me crave cake, which I think is a good thing. But my favourite cake, you see, I wouldn't go for this kind of cake. Chocolate cake is not my favourite. People might be going, oh, shock horror. But my favourite cake, I think, is a good old fashioned Victoria sponge. I have to be honest. I think that's what my favourite cake is. Right, I'm just going to do these little swirls at the bottom. And I'm going to use my cherry blossom from my Brut Funa macarons, which is what I use to do these little splodges on the top. So I kind of want to keep them the same. Oops. So yeah, so I'm probably gonna. Oh look, I've got. I don't know what that is. That looks like Polychromos. Oh, can you see what I'm doing? Yeah. So this is cherry blossom from Brut Funa macaron set, which I really like, by the way, and they work really, really nicely with. They work really nicely with Polychromos. Really nicely, and I used yeah, like I said, I've used that on there. So I'm going to do this the same colours, and I used this as as a base layer, and then I went over kind of the lines with pink Madder Lake, and then I go over the black lines with an ivory acrylic paint marker, and I've just got these cheapy Fly C ones that I bought secondhand. So I'll probably do all of that, and I think that will be my life for today. Thank you for coming and joining me. It's always nice to have some company. Let me know what your favourite cakes are. I know, I love Johanna Basford. I think I've got most of her books. I'm not one of those colorists that kind of rushes out and orders everything. I like to be able to see flip throughs and things before I purchase something, to see if I'm going to like it, because if I don't like something, then I'm likely not to buy it anyway. So like with Hannah Carzon, for instance, I haven't got all of her books because I'm not a huge fan of every single one. So I've been very, very selective about the books that I have bought, and watched like full flips just to check I'm going to like the images. Like jewelry box, I really, really dislike colouring jewels a lot. So I wouldn't buy jewelry box. Spirit animals, again, I'm not a big fan of. I'm not very good. I think that's probably the best thing to say. I'm not very good at colouring fur. It wouldn't be my favourite thing to colour. Whereas what I've found out lately is I absolutely love colouring cakes. Cakes, ice creams, making them all fantastically wonderful colours. And if you watch my completed pages in January, you'll see I've done the cake page in Worlds of Wonder. I had kept that page and not coloured it for ages because I'd seen some amazing versions of it and I didn't want to ruin it. I don't know if you find that, Maribel, isn't it? Sorry. I don't know if you find that where you look at the page and it's so beautiful without colour on it that if you colour it, I'm just so worried that I'm going to mess it up and then I'd just be so upset. So I often just look at and just go, I'll save that to when I'm feeling a little bit more confident. So I was obviously feeling a little bit more confident this month because I coloured the cake page in Worlds of Wonder. It hasn't come out as I envisaged it would. I'm really, really happy with the cakes, but I'm not happy with the background. But, that's a learning curve. I'm not very creative with my backgrounds. I struggle with them. I like doing them. And sometimes I think I should just leave it white. Just leave, like with this page, for instance, I should probably just leave it white. But I probably won't. I probably will do something funky with it because I was thinking, oh, maybe I could get a stencil out and do something nice with a stencil, and then I'm thinking, oh, really, probably should just leave it as it is. But we'll see what happens. You will see whether I decide to mess up my page or not. There it is. So this, I'm just going to finish off this. This is my Fly Sea graffiti acrylic paint marker. I have to give it a good shake. And then I'm just going to go over all the black lines. So it looks really similar to these. I call them splodges. I don't think in the cake world they are called splodges. I think they're probably called rosettes or something equally better than splodges. So yeah. Now I like these paint pens. They've had a good colour range for the I mean, I bought them second hand. They're about £8, and I had like something like 20 colours in them. But I don't find them terribly. I sometimes have to go back over the lines twice in order to get the coverage. They're a bit scratchy, and you have to really shake them well and pump them well to get them to work. And one of them is really super dodge. It's like an orange one that just doesn't want to work. But some of them, like this ivory, is just beautiful and works really, really well. But again, it's one of those brands that probably doesn't sell open stock. And if you want that colour again, you have to buy a whole new pack. Which I guess, you know, the price points are not bad, so that's fine. But there'll inevitably be some colours in there that you don't use. So, I mean, Poscas are expensive, but you can buy them open stock for £3. Hobbycraft do them. You can get them on eBay. And you can get them open stock, and you can buy the colours that you use the most, which for me would be like white and ivory. Although I've struggled to get an ivory Posca pen. Hobbycraft always seems to be sold out whenever I go in. So yeah, it's kind of, you know, it's a toss-up really sometimes between buying kind of cheaper brands and then having to buy it all over again, a full set, or buying open stock and spending a little bit more money. So yeah, tricky. I just don't understand sometimes why some brands just don't do open stock. Like alcohol markers, I'm really struggling. Like, I don't think any alcohol markers that I've found do open stock. Like, I've been looking at the Hoo-Hoos, but then somebody, I think it was J.I. Colorist actually today, was like, she sent hers back because there was a lot of yellowing, like, happening after she'd coloured it in, and that was transferring onto other pictures which she hadn't even coloured. So I was like, goodness. So yeah, so it's so I've been struggling with finding open stock. Although Arteza do them, but not in the type I have. So I think for now I'm going to call that a night, ladies. I think you're all ladies who've joined me. So thank you very much for watching. So that's the third part, I think, of my cake page. And next time I will start on the inside with watercolour paints and lots of fun. If you have any suggestions for what I might do for the background, do put it in the comments below. I would be interested to hear your views on whether I should leave it white or whether I should do, because what I've been thinking is like a pale pink, either distress ink or silky crayons, maybe with some circles. I don't know, haven't quite decided. Maybe a bit of sparkle, but I really want the focus to be the cake, so I may be thinking that might be too much, but I'd love to know what you think. Let me know in the comments. Okay then everybody, thank you so much for joining me. I'm sorry if you've missed me, I've not been able to join, but now I know I can do a live with everything the right way round. Unlike my first live, I will be doing more. Bye bye everybody.